Kunjan Vallabha Girivardhari Shodanandan Braj Janaranjana Shodanandan Braj Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Radha Krishna Chandra, Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe. Jai Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jai Krishna Balaram. Jayo Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Jayo Nitai Gaurango. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jai Vishnupad Paramhansa Parivrajacacharya Ashtottarashat Shri Śrīmad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvind Bhakti Vedant Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Paramhansa Nitya Leela Pravishta His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Ki Jai. Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrind Ki Jai. Namacharya Srīl Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी क्षेत्र की जय। गंगा माई यमुना माई की जय। वृंद देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण चंद्र की जय। श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की जय। श्री श्री निताय गौरांग की जय। श्री श्री प्रहलाद नरसिंह देव की जय। श्री श्री सुदर्शन भगवान की जय। हरि नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayed Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 7th Canto, 9th Chapter, text number 54. Prinanti hi atha mam dhira. Prinanti hi atha mam dhira. सर्वभावेना साधवः सर्वभावेन साधवः श्रेयस्कामा महाभाग श्रेयस्कामा महाभाग सर्वासाम् आशिषाम् पतिं सर्वासामाशिषां पतिं प्रीणन्ति ह्यथ मां धीराः सर्वभावेन साधवः श्रेयस्कामा महाभाग सर्वासामाशिषां पतिं प्रीणन्ति ह्यथ मां धीराः सर्वभावेन साधवः श्रेयस्कामा महाभाग सर्वासामाशिषां पतिं प्रीणन्ति यत मां धीराः सर्वभावेन साधवः श्रेयस्कामा महाभागाः सर्वासामाशिषां पतिं प्रीणन्ति यत मां धीराः सर्वभावेन साधवः श्रेयस्कामा महाभागाः सर्वासामाशिषां पतिं प्रीणन्ति यत मां धीराः सर्वभावेन साधवः श्रेयस्कामा महाभागाः सर्वासामाशिषां प्रीणन्ति. Try to please. He indeed. Atha, because of this. Mam, me. Dhirah, those who are sober and most intelligent. Sarva bhavena, in all respects, in different modes of devotional service. Sadhavaha, persons who are very well behaved, perfect in all respects. Shreyaskamaha, desiring the best benefit in life. Mahabhaga, O you who are so fortunate. Sarvasam, of all. Ashisham, kinds of benedictions. Patim, the Master, me. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. My dear Prahlāda, you are very fortunate. Please know from me that those who are very wise and highly elevated try to please me in all different modes of mellows. For I am the only person who can fulfill all the desires of everyone. Please repeat. My dear Prahlāda, you are very fortunate. Please know from me that those who are very wise and highly elevated try to please me in all different modes of mellows. For I am the only person who can fulfill all the desires of everyone. Purport. The words dhira sarva bhavena do not mean in whichever way you like. Bhava is the preliminary condition of love of Godhead. Atha saktis tatho bhavas tatah premabhyudanchati sadhakanam ayam premnah pradurbhave bhavet kramaha. The bhava stage is the final division before one reaches love of Godhead. The word sarva bhava means that one can love the Supreme Personality of Godhead in different transcendental modes of mellows. Beginning with dasya, sakhya, vatsalya and madhurya. In the shant stage, one is on the border of loving service to the Lord. Pure love of Godhead begins from dasya and develops to sakhya, vatsalya and then madhurya. Still, in any of these 5 mellows, one can render loving service to the Supreme Lord, since our main business is to love the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One can render service from any of the above mentioned platforms of love. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Gaurvani Pracharine निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Srila Prabhupada explains that every word in this verse is important. So this verse is spoken by Narsingh Dev, who is very, very pleased by hearing the prayers of Prahlāda Mahārāja. What did we discuss in the previous verse? Anyone remembers the translation or the meaning of it? No, without saying. Anything anyone remembers? More precisely? Yes. Nobody can understand me or feel my presence or see me unless one has pleased me. So only when somebody has pleased Krishna, so Prabhupada explained, and such a person who has pleased Krishna, who has seen Krishna, for him, there is no cause of dissatisfaction in life. There is no reason to lament for anything for being satisfied. He'll be completely satisfied. So thus, anyone who wants to have satisfaction in life, we need to see Lord or feel the presence of Lord. And this is only possible when anyone pleases the Lord completely. So therefore, in this verse, Lord Narsingh Dev is telling, Atha, therefore, because my pleasure should be the topmost objective in life, therefore, Dhira, people who are sober, they try to please me in all respects. And then, very important word which is used here is Shreyas Kama Mahabhaga Sarvasam Ashisham Patim. Shreyas Kama. Shreyas means, Srila Prabhupada explains in many, many lectures, Shreyas and Preyas. Preyas means immediate happiness. And Shreyas means long-term happiness. So thus all the intelligent devotees, they are always discussing about Shreya. Arjuna is also asking Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, Yash Shreyasyan Nishchitam Bruhi Tanme Shishyaste Ham Shadhimam Tvam Prapannam Yat Shreya Syat. Please tell me what is in my ultimate benefit. So we are all very, very mad after immediate benefit. Immediately I should do this so I become happy. But intelligent person understands I should not go by my calculation. I do not know what is ultimately good for me. So that is why people don't approach Lord Krishna, because he does not give what you want. Because I am thinking this is good for me, just like child. Child may ask gun. My father give me gun. Father will not give. He knows it is very dangerous for the child. Or child may ask lot of money. Father will not give. Father is willing to give. But father is waiting that my child grows up. I am more than interested in giving all my property. I am earning just for my child. But let the child grow. If I give him now, he may get spoiled. So thus, when Sudama met Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna, who is Lord Krishna? The Supreme Lord. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate. I am the source. I am the absolute truth. Lord Krishna is declaring. So thus Prabhupada tells, where is confusion? So in the scriptures, which are user manual, it is written that Lord Krishna is supreme. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Satyam Param Dhimai. What is the need of research work? Clearly it is mentioned. All the professors who have done research about absolute truth, they are called acharyas. By their research work, they have concluded the Satyam Param, the absolute truth. Janmadi Asya Yataha, who is the source of all manifestation. He is Vasudev. He is Krishna. And then Krishna himself is declaring, Aham Sarvasya Prabho, everything is coming from me. I am the source. And all the liberated personalities, they are also confirming. Arjuna also told the same thing. So thus, where is the confusion? all the liberated personalities are telling. In the Shastras it is telling. Krishna showed by his extraordinary activities, and he himself is telling. So thus, this is confirmation. Person himself is telling, I am the source, user manual, and liberated personalities. Everyone is confirming this thing. So Sudama met such a person who is source of all opulence. And when Sudama reached there, Sudama was not in very opulent state. His clothes were old and torn. His body was very weak. In such a situation, if we see our friend, he has come to our place with torn clothes, in a very poor state, we would like to help him. ठीक है भाई, पैसे ले लो. What do you want? If he is a genuine friend. But Lord Krishna did not give him anything. और बोलते हैं कि मेरे लिए क्या लाए हो बता. वो बेचारा anyway is so poor and miserable. Krishna is telling, what have you brought? And then he sees he was carrying. Sudama was hesitating. So it's a... So thus Prabhupada very nicely has mentioned in the purport. Yes, there are 5 stages of mellows. Mellow means relationship with a person enjoys with Krishna. Which are the 5 mellows? It starts with Shantaras. Shant means there is neutral appreciation for Lord. There is no active engagement in service. As we come to the temple and we have darshan of Lord, or we hear the transcendental vibration of His holy name, we feel pleasure. This is called Shantaras. So I am not engaging myself in service of Krishna, I am appreciating the presence of Lord. But Prabhupada tells you have to go, real bhakti starts from dasya. So that is why when you go to temple, etiquette is you should carry something. Just like when you meet your relatives, after a long time you carry some gifts, some sweets, some fruits, something you carry to give it to them. So why we are not having it for the Lord? So thus it is a culture. We see so many shops are there outside the temple, they are selling fruits and flowers, and people go inside, they take flower garlands, some fruits, they offer it. So this is called dasya, service. It is the beginning of relationship. So is from this point that the service actually starts. So thus Sudama also was, although he was very poor, there was nothing to eat, but still he knew the etiquette. I am going, at least something should be there. So he carried chipped rice. How he got the chipped rice? His wife begged from the neighborhood. And that begged chipped rice Sudama was carrying on his shoulder. So Krishna saw something Sudama is carrying, he snatched it immediately. You are not giving? And then he opened it. And then Sudama was forbidding him. He was knowing, I have brought, but then it is not fit for Krishna to eat. But nevertheless, Krishna told, no, I don't want any opulent thing. My pure devotee, whatever he offers with love, I eat it. And I'm completely satisfied. So don't worry, I'll be completely satisfied eating this. And then Krishna eats it very nicely. Eats a handful. And then Krishna relishes so much. And Krishna tells, not that just I will be satisfied by eating this thing, but rather entire universe, entire existence will be satisfied, Krishna declares. So thus Krishna tells that he is the root of entire existence. If Krishna is satisfied, everyone is satisfied. So simply Advaita Acharya engaged in nice devotional service of Krishna. He was offering the water of the Ganges and Tulsi leaf. And Haridas Thakur also was chanting his name. By this devotional service, Krishna became so pleased that he incarnated here. And by the incarnation of Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, entire universe became liberated. So thus, if Lord becomes satisfied, everyone becomes satisfied automatically. So one should simply, if one wants to render any good service to other, one should simply try to please Lord. When the Lord is pleased, he becomes manifest, and by his presence, everyone is satisfied. So in this way, Krishna told, do not worry, not just I, but the entire existence will be satisfied by this one handful of chipped rice. And then after this, Krishna wanted to eat another handful. Then Rukmini mother, who was standing nearby, she held the hand of Krishna. No, my dear Lord, this one handful is sufficient for him to become opulent in this life and in the future life also. So he need not eat more of it. So anyway, so then Sudama was very happy that he could see Krishna. And Krishna bade farewell. Sudama was coming back. And all the time he was remembering all these nice exchanges which he had with Krishna on his way back. So he was thinking how Krishna is so nice. I am such a poor fellow. But Krishna, he not just received me, he embraced me. As we discussed, Krishna only embraces Balramji and Rukmini. But Krishna embraced me. How fortunate I am. And then he told, I am specially fortunate because Krishna is the source of everything, entire existence. All the opulences, he is Bhagwan. Bhagwan means who is having full opulences. Still Sudama was feeling very grateful that even though Krishna is the master of all opulences, Krishna is so kind that he did not give me a farthing. What is kindness in this? So he would have been thinking in the other way, that Krishna is so rich, he did not give me a farthing also. He should have felt bad. But rather Sudama is feeling grateful. Sudama tells Krishna is so kind, although he is master of all opulences, he did not give me a farthing. Because Krishna knows I am a poor man, poor wretched man. If I become rich suddenly, I may become mad by this opulence and forget Krishna. So thus Krishna has been very kind. He could have given immediately, but by his kindness he has not given. So that is why Krishna declares in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna kahe, ama bhaje, mage vishay sukha. Krishna is telling that this person is worshipping me. And for what? Vishay sukha. He is worshipping me for material enjoyment. Amrit chhadi vish mange ei bada murkha. So Krishna tells he is such a fool that he is leaving immortality, which I can give, and he is begging poison, vish mage. So actually it is poison. For us it is enjoyment. If I can have material opulence, then I will become happy. That is what we are striving for. But Krishna tells, forget happiness. This Vishaya Sukha, sense enjoyment, is poison. Amrit chhadi vish mange, ei bada murkha. He is such a fool, he is worshipping me. Krishna, Krishna, please give me poison. So suppose any dear person, our relative, he pleases us very nicely and then he tells us, my dear father, I have studied very nicely, now please give me poison. Will a father give poison? Never. So thus the sense enjoyment is actually poison. Thus everyone is doing research. So we'll make probably a video on it. So Forbes magazine, they have done research that these people, they are becoming successful. But why super successful are depressed? So they wanted to do research on why super successful are depressed. But in 2015, University of California, I guess, they did research not just why super successful are depressed, but they did research on why super successful are prone to get depressed. So successful people are having more chances of getting depressed, and rather they are more depressed. And the conclusion of research is that all the CXOs, by working very hard, we want to become CEO, CXO of a company or entrepreneurs. So the entrepreneurs, they are 30% more likely to get depressed than normal people. And CXOs are twice likely to get depressed than normal people. This is the research. So some people are telling 20, others are telling 30%. So anyway, 20 to 30% they are. So anyway, every fifth person is depressed. And they are having double chances of getting depressed. So I worked very hard to become CXO so that I can become depressed. Yes, so this is the conclusion of research. And this is not research done by spiritual groups, by mundane people, mundane media houses. So they are telling entrepreneurs are having 30% more chances of getting depressed. CXOs double chances of depressed than normal people. The children of rich people are more depressed than their middle income and lower income group peers, which is counterintuitive. They use this word. It is counterintuitive. Our intuition tells if I work very hard, become rich, my children would be happy. We will give them all we could not get in our life. But the children of rich people are more depressed than their peers of middle and lower income groups. That is fact. So this is against our intuition. Depression is more prevalent in the wealthy nations than those with less wealth and industries. So it is against our intuition. Our intuition says if I have industry, I have wealth, then I'll be happy, my children would be happy, but this is not happening. Rather, people are becoming, the more you are successful, the more you are, as Michael Phelps told. Phelps is most successful Olympian in the history. 1 gold medal, some countries get, they celebrate like anything. He or she becomes hero, heroine. But this person alone got what the country has got in a decade. 18 gold medals in 2014. Ultimately, he's having 23 now. But he told at the age of 33 years, he was having 18 gold medals in Olympics. Most successful, nobody's around him. And then he thought, I was thinking, why should I live? Why should I not die? He was contemplating suicide. At the age of 33 years, 18 gold medals, super successful, having wealth of $60 million, that is equal to 500 crores. At the age of 33, 500 crores. Tremendous money, very good health, tremendous fame in the society. Very, very successful. Nobody can beat his success, but he is willing to die. And such is the situation in every field. So thus it is actually poison. The researchers have shown, Shastras are showing, but still we do not realize that this sense enjoyment is poison. We are dying only because of enjoying the senses. Krishna has told, Vishaya Sukha, Amrita Chadi Vish Mange, Ei Bada Murkha. We are working hard just for Vishayas, and that is poison. Because of enjoying the senses, we die. There is no other reason for our death. Because we enjoy senses, the nature gives us suitable bodies. Senses are never satisfied. Desires will be there, so nature will give us more bodies. Okay, you want? Enjoy, get one more body. So thus one should be afraid of this, like Sudama. Sudama was grateful that Krishna, being very kind, did not give me opulence, because he realized this poor person, if he becomes rich, he'll become mad. So this material success is intoxicating. People become mad after it. So Krishna does not give. Krishna does not sanction. He is well-wisher. So Krishna is Shreyas Kama, not Preyas Kama. Krishna will not satisfy desire if it is for ultimate harm. Yes, Krishna may do that also. But then Prabhupada says Krishna has cheated you. If we are not sincere in devotional service, then Krishna may fulfill. That Krishna can give very easily. But if we are sincere devotee, Prabhupada tells, if a neophyte devotee is sincere and he also asks material benefits, then Krishna does not give. Sincere devotee, Krishna will not. He is very much caring. But somebody is not sincere, asking, Krishna may sanction. That is cheating. Krishna sanctioned your this thing by your insistence, although Krishna does not want to give. So Krishna is called Shreyas Kama. So Krishna is so kind. Without asking, he fulfills all the desires which are meant for our ultimate benefit. So thus yesterday a boy was talking to me. So he told that there was a lot of trouble in his family, and some family members were facing paranormal activities. And thus modern science has got no solution for these paranormal things. So of course, I told him that Krishna consciousness is the solution, although we should not use it for removing paranormal stuff. But yesterday in the afternoon itself, I spoke to another devotee. And this devotee got somehow into conflict with somebody, and they tried so many paranormal things on him, very close relatives only. And all of the stuff got repelled. And the person who was doing it, he felt sick. He fell sick very badly. For 15 days he was suffering. So that if it is not able to impact the target, these powers go back and they harm the source itself. That is the nature of these black arts. But anyway, so he was doing his devotional service nicely, and there was some impact. Then he increased his devotional service, and that also got sorted. But we should not do devotional service for this thing. We should do just for service of Krishna. But this is byproduct. Material happiness also follows automatically. But Krishna wants to see whether the devotee is mature or not. If the devotee is mature like Dhruv Maharaj, Krishna gave him the entire Dhruv planet to rule over, spiritual planet. So thus Sudama was given all, he was endowed with all the riches, all the opulences. So mature devotee, Krishna gives him unlimited opulences. But Krishna waits, Krishna wants to see that devotee should not get intoxicated and forget me, forget my service. So he wants to see devotees mature enough or not. Then he gives unlimited opulence. But before that, he is very cautious. He does not. So that is why Krishna is called. So this word is very important. Shreyas Kama. So then this person was telling, so I could not find any solution for these paranormal activities. And then we visited various faiths. I do not know which is right faith. I went to temples, I went to mosques, I went to churches. And I was trying to find the solution. So then I told, so is it not good that we approach God so desperately? We are going mosque, we are going church, we are going to temple, we are going so regularly. Otherwise, who has time to visit? So thus, this is mercy of Krishna. Krishna sometimes gives immediate distress so that we approach him, we surrender unto him. Otherwise, if distress comes in life, so thus Prabhupada very nicely explains, 4 kinds of people they surrender unto Krishna. Who are these 4 kinds? Artho, Artharthi, Jigyasu, Jnani. So one should not think that, yes, one category is distressed, another category is those who are needy, another category is inquisitive, 4th category is seeking absolute truth. No, Arth means he is very much in distress, then he comes to Krishna. But other categories also, they also need some distress in life to approach Krishna. So these other categories also, when they have some distress, then they approach Krishna. If there is no experience of distress, what is the need? Who will approach Krishna? I am happy in my life. Nobody will approach. So thus this immediate misery that we face in our life, that is actually a blessing. By this we approach Krishna, surrender unto Krishna, and then we are liberated. We go back to Godhead. So thus Krishna is called Shreyas Kama. But one is not able to realize what is Shreyas, what is my ultimate good. Because we are not Dhira. That is another important word in the first line. Prinanti hyathamam dhira. Dhira means sober. We need to have a sober mind. Restless child cannot understand that simply playing entire day is prayers. It is my immediate good but ultimate loss. Eating mud is immediate good but ultimate loss. Foolish child cannot understand that I have to go to school for my ultimate benefit. It does not have intelligence. It is foolish. So when the child becomes sober, he realizes, oh, that was nice decisions my parents took. They sent me to school. So thus one has to become sober, dhira. So when a person becomes sober, what is sober? Dhiras tatrana muhyati. He is not afraid of death also. That is called dhira. Brahma bhuta prasannatma na shochati na kankshati. Does not hanker for anything, does not lament for anything. Because this is temporary. Why we need anything other than devotional service of Krishna? Because anyway, I will not be happy by this. Why do I want Vishayas? Vishayas are anyway poison if used for my enjoyment. So why should I hanker for poison? So devotee becomes very free. Entire world is working hard just for poison. So I am free. I will not work hard for poison. Then he is happy. So thus a devotee knows this fact. He is dhira. He is able to understand. But ordinary people, they don't understand. So how to become dhira? How to become wise? And unless one becomes dhira, one will not be able to understand Krishna. Only a sober person can understand Krishna. That is why it is told in the glorification of Bhagavad Gita, Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gitamritam Mahat Sarvopanishado Gavo. This Bhagavad Gita, if all the Upanishads are compared to cow, then what is the most important product of cow? Milk. So that milk is Bhagavad Gita. Dugdham Gitamritam Mahat. So this Gita, this nectar of Bhagavad Gita is Dugdha, is milk of that cow. So the most important essence of all the Upanishads is present in Bhagavad Gita. So does it mean, let me read Bhagavad Gita, I will be able to relish the milk? No. Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta. Sudhir. One has to become not just dhir, sudhir, very, very sober. So the impersonalists also can become dhira. They are also not disturbed by the material changes. But they are not sudhir. Sudhir means impersonalists also, they get disturbed sometimes. As it is being explained, great sages, impersonalists, they are meditating for a long time. Suddenly some apsara comes and then there is fall down. Yogi Saubhari Muni, he is meditating within water. We will die within few minutes if we are submerged. But he meditated for many, many years within water. But then he saw fishes copulating, got agitated, came out and did not marry just one, but 50 queens. And by his mystic power, he made a palace bigger than the king of the entire world, Mandhata. Mandhata came and saw his palace. He got ashamed. This yogi has got bigger than me. So Mandhata insulted him because he simply came out of water and went to the palace of the king. I want to marry. Now king was embarrassed. Now if we are sitting in water, all these algae, everything has grown and skin has become very bad. So which king will give beautiful princess to such a ugly yogi? So now king was in a fix what to do. If I give my daughters, who can give such ugly husband to princess? And if I don't give, he will curse. Yogis are very dangerous. So he thought what to do now. So then he was intelligent. He told, I am very fortunate. You have come. You want to marry. So let us have Swayamvar. And I have 50 daughters. And whoever chooses, they can marry you. So Saubhari Muni understood. He's trying to act smart. Who will choose me? So then he told, okay, so then let me show my yogic powers. By yogic powers, he became very, very attractive. Such an attractive personality that all the 50 queens, they told, I will marry, I will marry. They started competing fighting. He told, okay, I'll marry all of you. He married all of them. And then he had huge palace. And Mandhata was put to shame, seeing his opulence. But ultimately, he also got disturbed, even though he was such an advanced yogi. So they are not Sudhira. Sudhira, only a devotee can have this position. Devotee is not at all disturbed because he is relishing topmost happiness. So a person who is pure devotee, Sudhira, he can actually understand Bhagavad Gita. At least we should become Dhira, not become disturbed by the material changes around us. So if I should have firm faith, this is the first stage of devotional life. Adav Shraddha. Shraddha Shabde Sudhir Vishwas Kahe. Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krit Hoye. That if I've surrendered myself to Krishna, whatever is happening in my life, that is good. Whatever happiness is coming, distress is coming, since I am completely surrendered to Krishna, everything is good. Now Krishna has taken charge of my life. So material happiness is good, material loss is also very good. I am satisfied. This is called Shraddha. From here spiritual life starts. So thus we should become Dhira. We should see that in my life, I am getting less and less disturbed by the material changes around me. I am not happy by material benefits. I am not distressed by material losses. This is temporary situation. All these forms will vanish. Tatal Saikate, Vari Bindu Sama, Mita Sutta Ramani Samaje. We are seeking happiness, Friendship Day, Valentine's Day. All these days we think, my Valentine, my love, or my children, my family members, friends, they will give me pleasure. Yes, there is pleasure in all these things, but how much pleasure? So it is told, Tatal Saikate, if a person is very, very thirsty and is lost in a desert, if a thirsty person is lost in desert, and then you give him Vari Bindu Sama, Bindu, a drop of Vari, water. Sir, you are thirsty, please drink one drop. Will he be satisfied? No. That is a happiness derived from Mita Sutta Ramani Samaje, from friends, family and society. Definitely there is happiness. But this happiness is just like a drop of water to a person who is suffering from thirst in a desert. It never satisfies a person. That is why super successful people are more prone to depression. They are having all these things. They have hordes of friends. They have everything, whatever they want. But still, there is just a drop. There is definitely pleasure. That pleasure makes a person crazy. But this is never satisfying to the heart. So thus one should become Dhira to understand this, that my only duty in life is to make eternal friendship with Krishna. Prinanti, and try to please not any mundane personalities, but try to please Krishna completely. So how do we become Dhira? How do we realize what is Shreyas Kama? What is my ultimate benefit? So thus it is told, there is only one way in Kali Yuga, and that is engaging in the service of Krishna. When a person engages in service of Krishna thoroughly, Mam chayo vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate saguna samtitiyaitan, he becomes transcendental to the three modes of nature. So thus very sincerely we should engage ourselves in chanting the holy names of Krishna and work very hard in the service of Krishna, simply by working hard. So then it is told here, this is also important word, Sarva Bhavena Sadhava. So such dhiras who are engaging in service of Krishna, they are able to worship Krishna in sarva bhavena. Sarva bhavena is taken very loosely, especially in our country. People tell, oh भगवान को तो भाव चाहिए, भाव, rules regulations मत बताइए हमको. So people take it very easy, bhakti. Just show some bhava to Krishna, emotion to Krishna, and Krishna is no. So yes, even though we may be feeling some emotions for Krishna, but we have to understand Krishna is not pleased with so-called material emotions. So these bhavas are spiritual bhavas. Sakhya, Shantar Ras, Sakhya Ras, Dasya Ras, Madhurya Ras, Vasalya Ras. So material emotions, they are exhibited by Sahajiya. Sahajiya means they take it very casually. That, okay, have a chunri on your head and dance, think you are Gopi. And like this, and Krishna is my husband and I am Gopi. And yes, bhakti is successful, my life is successful. Dance with a chunri in front of Krishna. Or you simply tell, oh my Laddu Gopal, my dear boy, how are you? Chubby cheeks. And then Krishna is satisfied with this. So this is called Sahajiya. So no, Krishna is not. Although that is also good, at least they are thinking of Krishna. So in future lives, they may associate with a pure devotee, then they will advance. But no, if we want to have actual emotions for Krishna, these emotions are felt only by dhiras, it is mentioned here. Dhiras are able to feel these emotions. 10th chapter, verse number 8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate. Those people who are thoroughly convinced that Krishna is source of entire creation, he is absolute truth, everything is emanating from him, they only are able to worship Buddha bhava samanvitaha. They are able to worship me with great emotions, bhava samanvita. So thus feeling emotions for Krishna is not possible unless one realizes that Krishna is absolute truth. He is a person who is the source of everything. Buddha bhava samanvita. They are able to worship Krishna in transcendental emotions. So in order to become dheer, that is why. So one devotee was sitting after the entire morning program in the temple and he was having darshan of the deities. So Prabhupada came next to him and he told, go to service, first seva, then bhava. So don't try to feel artificial emotions for Krishna. So thus when a disciple wrote to Prabhupada, so Prabhupada, so we should remember lotus feet of Krishna, but then Krishna or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but we also know that unless Nityanand Prabhu is pleased, we cannot please Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I am thinking of lotus feet of Nityanand Prabhu, so is it all right? So Prabhupada told, appreciate it, it is very good, you are sincere devotee, but don't try to become artificially Krishna conscious. So you try to please your spiritual master. He is the incarnation of Nityanand Prabhu. He is a representative of Nityanand Prabhu. If he is pleased, then you will be Krishna conscious. So thus one should work very hard to satisfy the spiritual master, then automatically one will reach samadhi. So thus Prabhupada told the devotee, first seva, then samadhi. Don't do artificial samadhi in front of deities now. So you do seva, work very hard for Krishna, and by working hard, lotus feet of Krishna will manifest automatically. So thus one should try to work very hard for Krishna, spread this message of Krishna consciousness, realize this message, and for realization again, preliminary stages, anartha nivritti, following the rules and regulations very nicely. So thus anybody can feel this stage, this bhava. It is a natural consequence of simply following the rules and regulations strictly of the spiritual master. So one should be very, very strict. So it is not that rules and regulations are only meant for the brahmacharis, people think. Yes, it is meant for brahmachari. Take bath 3 times in a day and offer everything to Krishna. Eat only offered food. I am working. No, I have to eat outside. I have to eat uncle chips and mango fruity. I am traveling. Let brahmacharis get up 4 o'clock or do this sadhana. Whenever I get up, that is Mangalarti. So no, rules and regulations are same for everyone. Actually, attaining Krishna is not easy. Krishna is meant for the people who have completely given up all the desires of Vishayas. Vishaya chadiya se rase majiya mukhe bolo hari hari. One should not have even a tinge of material desire, a pinch of material desire. Then one can become nishkinchananam bhagavad bhajanon mukhasya. One should become nishkinchan. I do not want to have anything in my life, any material enjoyment, no desire. That is why kings would give up their kingdoms, their clothes, relatives, opulence, everything and go to jungle. One has to give up everything. A pinch of desire is there for material enjoyment. One cannot have Krishna. One should be nishkinchan. This is required. But in Kali Yuga, great rebate has been given. So thus it is told, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu being very merciful, he has distributed free of cost. So this love of Godhead, this fruit, it is compared to a fruit. So it is told this fruit is very expensive. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going to Vrindavan, to Varanasi, so he told his devotees, I brought so many fruits. This is great load on my head. So I thought I will come here and I will distribute. And I will distribute at less price. If people are not able to purchase, so what is the price for Krishna consciousness? Pure devotional service. Nishkinchan, free from material desires. So pure devotional service nobody could execute because that place was meant for, it was full of impersonalists, Mayavadis. So thus Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told his devotees, I thought I will distribute at lesser price, at minimal price. Somebody is giving me at least something, I will distribute. But unfortunately, even that price nobody is able to pay. So I am just concerned. How do I carry this great load again? I want to distribute it. I want to get relief. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by seeing the desire of his devotees wanted that people should become, others should become devotees. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even though people could not give even a penny, he distributed free of cost. Okay, don't give anything, take. So this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even one is not asking for love of Godhead, he gives, okay, take. He is so kind. Even without asking, he gives. He does not see somebody is qualified, not qualified. Somebody is intelligent, other person is dull. Without seeing any qualification, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has distributed this love of Godhead to anybody and everybody. Why? Simply by the desire of his devotees. And this is the way how preaching works, Prabhupada explains. When we sincerely try to preach Krishna consciousness and people don't understand, still we struggle, Krishna becomes very kind. Oh, my devotee is struggling so much to make this other person devotee. Okay, I'll sanction. Okay, let him become devotee. And Krishna sanctions the understanding. So thus, when the devotee, we should just struggle very hard to spread Krishna consciousness. When Krishna will be pleased, he will simply make the other persons realize. So thus, we need to please the devotees somehow or other. If the devotees are pleased with us, they want to make us devotee, then Krishna will sanction. So this is the secret. So thus, one should very, very strictly follow the rules and regulations. Everyone, a householder, sannyasi, brahmachari, rules, regulations are same for everybody. Everyone has to get up early in the morning. Everyone has to take only Krishna prasadam. Everyone has to spread Krishna consciousness. So great rebate has been given. In Kali Yuga, nobody is expected to surrender completely unto Krishna. But at least start chanting Hare Krishna. Start following the rules and regulations. There is no harm in this. If you get up early in the morning, we'll be healthy anyway. We'll be happy anyway. There is no question of depression for a person who is getting up before sunrise in the morning, who is having prasadam Krishna. No question, no chance. Who is associating with devotees. He'll be very, very happy. So thus, we have to get up in Brahm Muhurta and follow these rules, and then we will be able to surrender. That is later, does not matter. We need not give up our entire property. We can keep 50% of wealth. Krishna is so kind in Kali Yuga. Okay, no problem, keep 50%. We need not give up our family. Okay, you marry also, have kids also, have everything. But all of you sit together and sing Hare Krishna, chant Hare Krishna, discuss Bhagavad Gita. So it has been made so easy. You live with family, you eat food, you eat tasty food, but offer it to me and eat. You keep half of your wealth also, does not matter, no problem. But simply try to follow the rules and regulations very, very strictly. So thus, if we follow, or we are enthusiastic to follow rules and regulations, then very soon anartha nivritti happens. All the unwanted habits we get rid of very, very easily. When unwanted habits have gone away, 4 regulative principles we are following and positive regulations, then we come to Nishtha. That Nishtha platform is Dhira. Nishtha means firm faith. Then a person is able to very clearly see that Krishna is Supreme Personality. His faith becomes very, very strong. Nobody can disturb him. He can make others also devotee. After nishtha, we start getting taste, we get attached, and then comes bhava. And when we feel emotions for Krishna, then we are able to understand Krishna consciousness. On the platform of bhava, Krishna reveals himself. And then after that is love of Godhead. Last stage, life becomes successful. So very important verse. So we have to be very careful. Understand what is Shreyas Kama. Material enjoyment is poison. We should not work hard to drink poison. At least not expect Krishna to give it to us. But definitely he'll give ultimate benefit. And this realization will happen when we become dhira, a sober person. And how we can become dhira? By following the rules and regulations very, very strictly and engaging in the service of Krishna. So we'll end here. Any questions? Yes. You want to understand difference between love and anger. So people are agitated not just in anger, not just an angry father. Loving father is also agitated. When he's missing the son has gone away. Or in great love, in association also, they get agitated. What do you want to understand from agitation, this word? Okay, so the question is, what is the difference between agitation and emotions? So very strong emotion leads to agitation. It's called agitation, agitated state. Any other question? Online we have.
Why is Sri Bhagavan Vacha, the original Bhagavad Gita as it is, translated by Srila Prabhupada as the Blessed Lord?
The question is, why Sri Bhagavan Uvacha? Sri Bhagavan Uvacha is translated by Srila Prabhupada as the Blessed Lord. So this question usually comes because we do not know the other meaning of blessed. So B-L-E-S-S-E-D, this word is pronounced in two different ways and it has two different meanings. Blessed means a person who has got blessings of Lord or his devotees. But the same spelling is also pronounced as blessed. So when we call it blessed, that means holy, divine. So Lord is supreme, holy, most divine. So he's called Blessed Lord. We'll finish. Yeah.
Sometimes it happens that Krishna, because we discussed that sometimes Krishna will not give you, even if you want
Material
happiness,
benefit.
he will not give you. And sometimes he will give you some trouble also so that
Yes.
you remember Lord.
Yeah.
But sometimes it happens that some person may follow Krishna consciousness, or something happened with that person, and he immediately leaves Krishna consciousness, understanding that Lord is not there and all.
Yes.
So in this case, Lord has given some test and he has gone away from the Lord. So how to distance?
So the question is that sometimes the Lord gives us distress so that we can remember him nicely and we can approach him. But sometimes we see that when distress comes in one's life, people go away from Krishna instead of coming closer to Krishna. Yes, so that distress is not given by God. God gives only things which are drawing people closer to Krishna. He will give opulence which helps a devotee serve Krishna. He will give distress that helps a devotee remember Krishna. So this distress is brought by Maya because of one's sinful activities. So some distress can come in life or some material desire can come in one's life. Thus Prabhupada writes, even a renunciant or a brahmachari, a person, those people even who have dedicated their life in the service of Krishna, because of their past sinful activities, they eat voraciously tasty foodstuffs. And because of this voracious eating, in the name of prasadam, Prabhupada writes, they, in order to satisfy their tongue, because of their past sinful activities, they fall down from their position. And even if a person is vanprastha or sannyasi living in jungle, they again get married and they lose their status. So why this desire came to enjoy the senses, tasty foodstuffs? Because of past sinful activities. So thus, because of past sinful activities, we may develop material desires, or some distress can come in our life. And that is an impediment in Krishna consciousness. So that is not by Krishna, but that is because of our past life, this impediment. Yes. Yes. So the question is, we see in this advancement, there is sometimes advancement of rasa we discuss, that from Shant Ras one has to move to Dasya Ras, then a person has to move to Sakhya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. But sometimes we see some devotees are fixed in a particular relationship, like Lord Hanuman. He is fixed in Dasya Ras, although he is very advanced devotee. Nand Maharaj, Yashoda, they are fixed in Vatsalya Ras, they are not advancing to Madhurya Ras. So all of us are having a constitutional position. So we all belong to spiritual world, as we understand, and spiritual world means we have eternal relationship with Krishna. We are fixed in position as in one of these 5 mellows. So somebody just wants to have a servant relationship with Krishna. He does not want to change it. But although the devotees are satisfied in their respective relationships, but comparatively speaking, as we can understand here also, son and father relationship is very intimate. Or that same person might be having brothers, sisters, sons and daughters, fathers and mothers, and wife or wives. So same person is having all these different relationships, and the person enjoys with everyone, right? He enjoys a unique relationship with son, with servant, with wife, with friends, with cousins. He's having unique relationship. All have got a unique role in their life. Thus, Krishna needs all the devotees. And the person who is serving as son of a person would not like to become wife of that person. Would he like to become? Son would like to become wife of his father? No. He likes to be in that relationship. But comparatively speaking, the intimacy of that person with his wife is greater than that with son. So the relationship which gives greatest pleasure is Madhurya Ras, between boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband and wife. That is most intimate. However, as we understood, even in other relationships, those who are enjoying, they would not like to go to Madhurya. Even though it is intimate, son would like to remain son of his father. But still, somebody would have been in higher rasas. Let's say somebody is actually having Vatsalya Ras with Krishna, but now he has fallen to material world. So how he will advance? So he advances through all these steps. One does not directly revive his Vatsalya Rasa. Everyone has to go through Shant Ras. He develops appreciation for Krishna. Then they start serving Krishna. Thus, everyone is told to meditate on lotus feet of Krishna first, because we want to become master. So the remedy is to become servant. Now think of lotus feet of Krishna. And then, so even though he has to go back to his position, he has to progress through all these stages. But he will stop at his position when he goes. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, my question is that who is the Supreme God? Sorry for asking this foolish question, because I know Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but I am in dilemma. According to Vyasadevji, he mentions different Supreme Personality in different scripture. Like in Bhagavatam, he says Krishna is the Supreme, and in Shiv Puran, he says Shiva is the Supreme, and that is Durga Puran.
Yes. So very good question. So that is why it is told, Shrutayo Vibhinna, Tarko Apratishta. In Mahabharata, clearly it is mentioned, Tarka, by logic you cannot understand what is absolute truth, and Shruti, by reading Vedas also you cannot understand what is absolute truth. Why you cannot understand? Vibhinna. Apparently, Vedas are giving different opinions. So if you read Shiv Puran, Shiva will be glorified like anything. You read Durga Puran or Devi Bhagavad, she will be glorified like anything. Ganesha glorified like Brahma, glorified like anything. It appears like they are Supreme Personality of Godhead themselves. It is because all these demigods are very, very powerful. When their powers are described, we feel that they are actually supreme. So what to speak of demigods? Suppose if, let's say, Hiranyakashipu would have come, or Ravana would have come here in the form of a sadhu, Seeing their powers, people would have thought they are God himself. Right? Small powers, if some sadhus they display, they are producing some ash from the air, or some gold ring he is producing, gold coin, and people think, oh, he is God, he is incarnation. Some disease he is able to cure. By some mantras, people think that he is God. Oh, he has cured disease. So what to speak of curing disease? The Shukracharya, he was bringing dead demons back into life. So if Shukracharya comes, people will tell, oh, he is God himself. And all other people, the asuras, they have mystic powers, they can change, they can take any form. So suppose now a sadhu changes his form, everyone will surrender, correct? Simple little mind reading somebody is doing, people surrender immediately. They think he is very advanced devotee, this thing. So these small mystic powers, even asuras were having. So one does not become, so just like people, by seeing small powers, they think the other person is incarnation of God. So when they reach such wonderful powers, they think, oh, he is Supreme Lord. So all these people, these demigods are very, very powerful, and actually almost as powerful as Supreme Personality, but that is by mercy of Krishna. Just like son is given all the wealth of the father, even though he has not acquired by dint of his hard work. Similarly, Krishna, out of his great mercy to his advanced devotees, he makes them very, very powerful, makes them devatas, as powerful as himself. But his powers are dependent upon Krishna. So thus, if we read directly Vedas, we will get confused. So that is why, in order to come to correct conclusion, what Ved Vyas has given is Vedanta. What is Vedant? The end of Vedas. So if somebody has got faith in Vedas and Ved Vyas, it is very easy to understand how Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because we don't have an appointment with Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Varuna, correct? Do we meet them? We are not so qualified. Some rare people on this planet would be doing, not ordinary people. So we have information only through Vedas. Now, the conclusion of all the Vedas is called Vedanta. The conclusion and anta of all the Vedic knowledge. Correct? And what is explanation of Vedanta? Vedvyas himself has told. Bhashyoyam Brahma Sutranam. The explanation of Brahma Sutra or Vedanta Sutra is Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is conclusion. Sarva Vedanta Saram hi Shri Bhagavatam Ishyate. Sarva Vedanta Saram, the essence of all Vedic knowledge, Vedanta is Shri Bhagavatam Ishyate, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So it is being clearly explained that Bhagavatam is conclusion. In Bhagavatam it is mentioned that it is Vedvyas has written. Sarva Vedanta Saram, he means definitely it is my final work and it is conclusion of all Vedanta. And in other scriptures also it is told. In Garun Puran, Matsya Puran, everywhere it is told. Bhashyoyam Brahma Sutranam. It is commentary on the Vedanta Sutra, explanation of Vedanta summary. And what is Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam all about? Krishna. Vasudev para makha, Vasudev para jnanam, Vasudev paro dharma. Vasudev is the aim of all religion. Vasudev is the result of all sacrifice. Vasudev paro jnanam. Vasudev is the result of all knowledge. Vasudev is the ultimate world in all one's endeavors. Vasudev is Satyam Param Dhimai. He is the absolute truth. So thus we can understand very easily. So Ved Vyas has given the conclusion, Vedanta and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. There only Krishna is glorified. Savai punsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radhokshaje. Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, why in Devi Bhagavad Puran, it is said that child in the womb remembers Durga Devi. But in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, child remembers Krishna.
So the question is in Devi Bhagavat, why it is mentioned that child remembers Durga Devi. But in Bhagavatam it is mentioned that child remembers Krishna. So there could be many, many reasons for this, explanations for this. Just like somebody can tell, when Ved Vyas was dissatisfied, he sat in meditation and then he saw Maya. So it means Maya, Durga Devi Supreme? No, it is explained. He saw Maya. Maya was hiding from Krishna. He saw Krishna. Maya was standing in the background. So yes, he saw Maya, but he saw Maya along with Krishna. He actually saw Krishna. So thus it is not wrong. So Krishna means Krishna is internal energy, external energy, everything in that sense. So thus the Shastras, in order to glorify some personality, can explain few things, certain things. And another important factor, especially about Devi Bhagavat, many chapters have been added also in that Devi Bhagavat and other scriptures also, because it was not so popular as Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Everywhere you see Bhagavat Katha is happening, they discuss Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam only. And but Devi Bhagavat was not so, the scriptures which were not so popular, so some chapters have been removed, other chapters have been added. So thus in Mahabharata also, which is also very popular scripture, so it is told that some alterations have been made. So that is why we have to take scriptures only which are coming in the parampara, otherwise we will get misled. Rather, people tell Kali Santaran Upanishad, you are telling Hare Krishna, but actually Kali Santaran Upanishad explains Hare Ram first and Hare Krishna is second line. Actually, that is not fact. So originally Kali Santaran Upanishad has Hare Krishna mantra only in the first line, but some people who are very much devoted to Lord Ramchandra, so they changed it. And thus some versions will be having this thing. So that is why we should very, very strictly follow the parampara. In parampara, the scriptures are very nicely preserved. So especially in famous scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, nobody can make changes because everyone is having so many copies. But some scriptures which were not so famous, so thus there are some wrong changes happening in that. So thus we cannot discuss any other scripture because anybody can add, anybody can remove. But as we understand, it is very, very simple. All the Puranas are written by Ved Vyas, and Ved Vyas has given conclusion.
How can Ved Vyas write about Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam in other Puranas before even event with the Narad Muni took place?
Very good question. So Ved Vyas can write about Bhagavat Puran in other Puranas because other Puranas were written before Bhagavatam. So already as mentioned that in future I'll be writing Bhagavatam. That Bhagavatam will be discussed by some other sages and they are talking like this. Yes, that is called Ved Vyas. He is called Trikalagya. He can see past, present and future. Thus in Bhagavatam also it is mentioned what is going to happen in future, the names of the kings, the dynasties, the customs in the society, everything is mentioned. So thus he knows past, present and future. That is a power of Ved Vyas.
If Ananya Bhakti is to approach only Lord Krishna,
Yeah.
should we need to be detached from all the Vedic procedures? Then Krishna consciousness has also many different regulations provided differently.
So the question is, if Ananya Bhakti is the only aim of life, should we be detached from all the Vedic rules and regulations? But then we also see there are rules and regulations in Krishna consciousness. Yes. So yes, Ananya Bhakti is the ultimate goal, unalloyed devotion. But this stage of unalloyed devotion begins with rules and regulations. So this Ananya Bhakti has got different stages. The topmost is spontaneous platform, that is called Prema Bhakti. Prema means out of great love. So just like example given is young man and woman, they are in love. So nobody has to wake a person up. Oh, utho, girlfriend se milne ka time ho raha hai, utho. He will not be able to sleep entire night. Correct? That is called Prema Bhakti. Spontaneous love. Oh, mundane bhakti, of course. So he will not be able to sleep. He'll be eager. When will I meet again? When will I meet again? Although he's engaged in various duties, he or she is thinking, when will I meet my lover again? So when we are having such spontaneous attraction for Krishna, so this bhakti is called Prema Bhakti. But because we are not on that platform, we have to follow Sadhana Bhakti. So Sadhana Bhakti means following rules and regulations very, very strictly.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Okay, we'll take physical questions. Yeah.
So as you stated that material enjoyment, it certainly has one like a drop of happiness.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly. But at the same time from Bhagavad Gita we learned that it's also a source of misery.
It is poison and source of misery, yes.
So could you clarify how this duality exists?
Very nice question. So the question is, as we discussed from the verse here, it is by Kalidas, right? Poet Kalidas, Tatara Saikate Vari Bindu Soma, great poet devotee. So he is telling there is definitely some enjoyment in material life, but that is just like a drop of water in the desert. But at the we have also seen on the other hand that this is actually poison In Chaitanya Charitamrita, in Bhagavad Gita, it is told, Yahi sansparjaja bhoga dukkha yonayavati, it is misery. So on one side we are telling it is happiness, on one other side we are telling it is misery. So how to settle this contradiction? Bhagavad Gita tells it is misery, and also it is told there is a drop of happiness. So how misery can be a drop of happiness? So that is why it is told, it is called manasijam vishahet. Manasijam, it is mental concoction, it is illusory happiness, hallucination. It is actually misery, but that misery is taken as happiness. So actually there is no happiness, it is only misery in material life. But that misery is misunderstood as happiness. How do we understand misery is taken as happiness? So just like the snake's body example given is, snake's body is very, very cool to touch. If you touch it, is cool. So one will think, if somebody puts blind person, you garland him with snake, oh, very nice, very cooling. One should but a person who has eyes, he will run away. Oh my God, this is not garland. So a person is blind, he will think this is very nice, this is pleasure. But actually you are going to die, sir, very soon. So in illusion, so this material world, it is called world of duality. So in material world, pleasure and pain both come together. Actually there is unlimited pain, but on other side there is a drop of pleasure. Definitely a drop of hallucinatory pleasure is there. And because of this hallucinatory pleasure only, people are running, working so hard. Infatuation, when girl and boy, they see each other, there is definitely pleasure. And that pleasure only is making entire life miserable. Definitely it is there. Yeah, camel example is there. So that is why in Bhagavatam it is told, when Brahma created humans, so he created males. So when females were not there, nobody was interested in material enjoyment. Everyone was going back to Godhead. And they told, this way, how will the population increase? Then he created women. Then nobody wanted to go back. So of course, men for women, women for men. But yes, definitely there is some pleasure. But after that we see how the life becomes very difficult. So thus both sides, happiness and distress, they are two sides of the same coin. They come together. But those who are blind, they perceive it as happiness. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, as you told, Krishna Prasadam. As I am a working lady,
Yes.
I can't 3 times in a day after cooking within 4 hours.
Yes.
We have to take this case. How to handle it to offer to the Lord? I can't offer a day 3 times.
Okay. So the question is, Mataji is a working lady. She is asking. Regulation is that we should not eat any food stuff which is cooked. We should not eat any food stuff which is cooked before 3 hours. Because in 3 hours it becomes tamasic. So this rule applies to normal food stuff, does not apply to prasadam first of all. So even though we are cooking in the morning, that same thing we can consume in the afternoon, in the evening also. But we should see that the food is not spoiled. So we can even keep in refrigerator, or we can pack in lunchbox and carry. And spoiled food, because we are not on advanced platform, we will get diseased if we eat spoiled prasadam. Otherwise, if we are advanced, then that also will not have any impact. So just see that it is not physically spoiled, not fermented, but then you can have it even tomorrow, next day also we can have. So on prasadam, it does not apply. So thus twice in a day, morning and evening, if we are cooking, in that way we can manage. But please try it. This is very important actually. Prasadam is antiseptic. If we honor Krishna prasadam only, material energy will act less powerfully and not act upon us if we are very, very strict about it. So eating prasadam is very, very important, just like taking medicine is for a patient. Yes, last question.
Why has Srila Prabhupada told Ramcharitmanas author as impersonalist?
So Srila Prabhupada, the question is why he has told that Ramcharitmanas is authored by impersonalist. This is not exactly told by Prabhupada. Prabhupada tells In Ramcharitmanas, there is tinge of impersonalism. He has not told it is entirely impersonal literature, but impersonalism is mixed in it. There are some traces of it. But that trace also is dangerous. So we'll finish. Granthra Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki